Before we get to the stock picks that you came for, real quick, we have a great freebie for you. If you head over to fool.com/start, we are giving away a free investing starter kit that covers everything from opening a brokerage account to buying your first stock. It also includes 5 more amazing stock picks to help get started. Again, that is available for free at fool.com/start, or you can find it at the link in the description. Thank you so much. Now for the part you came for.
This is Zoom. Jason's going to tell Connor and I why we were wrong.
I have to say, when I saw where you guys ranked this one compared to where I did, I ranked this. I think this was my number 3, and I don't know. I just kind of expected both of you guys would have this somewhere in the upper middle of the pack, and you were 7 and 8. And I'll tell you why I ranked Zoom my number 3 here. And I think it was maybe, I don't want to say it was a distant third behind the first two. But I think it's clearly, like, for me, it's the one that has the third best chance at 10X from here. And what's happening with Zoom is we're seeing the business transition from what we all associate it with the verb that it's become, right? Which is, do you want to Zoom? Which means the same thing. Whatever the platform is, it kind of means the same thing now, from just being the app that people use to do video conferencing to what really largely the enterprise is driving and what enterprise customers are looking for. And that's fully integrated telecommunications platforms, right? They don't want to have one platform that you use for teleconferencing, and then you have your telecom provider for a lot of your landline things. And well, how do you manage external, right? Do you do one thing for your external use for customers, and then you have something else that you use internally? Right. So you have all of these various and sundry pieces, and companies, they want it to be as simplified as possible. They want to get a good return for the amount of money that they're spending. It needs to be very reliable, and they need something that's easy to manage. Right. So a lot of that kind of pushes towards it being a platform. That's one thing Zoom's management's talked about over the past year and a half, is that the transition from, you look at the second quarter of 2020, when companies were just getting the tools however they could to support their employees working remotely, Zoom won a tremendous amount of business, right? Just because somebody went in, created a corporate account online, pushed out user licenses to all of their users, and then there are 100 employees or 1,000 employees or whatever had Zoom, right? It happened just like that, right? And companies are getting back to their normal procurement processes, right? Where they internally, they look at their needs. Maybe they engage with consultants to help them work on all of these things and to build a strategy, right? And then they determine, okay, we have a strategy now. So what products and services do we need to fit? And they figure that out. And then they put out RFP, right? They send out an RFP to all of the companies that can do those things. And then those companies, put in a bid, right? They put the platform together, and then they go meet with them after the fact, and they start selling whatever it is that the company has said, this is what we need. So it's basically looks like it did in 2019 again, right? I mean, that's basically where we are. And Zoom has pivoted very, very quickly to add more capabilities, like Zoom Phone, for example, right? If you look at the number of users on Zoom Phone is more than doubled in a year. The revenue that it's getting from Zoom Phone is absolutely skyrocketed. At the same time that's happened, the company has continued to have very high operating margins, very high cash margins. And then you look at one of the most important metrics to me for Zoom is, even as we've seen its growth rate slow, you look at its enterprise business, which makes up a substantial amount of its business and its best growing part of its business, its net revenue retention rate, which is kind of like comps for these sorts of like software as a service business, continues to be well above 120%. I think it's been over 130% every quarter for 4 or 5 years now. So it's clear the business is sticky. Its enterprise customers are wanting to use more and more. They're adding features to meet those needs and to solve their enterprise users' problems. And I think if you take that, you think about the global opportunity, it's a massive business. There's a reason why Microsoft is in this business, and it's a focus for Microsoft. I don't think Microsoft's going to win it all, though. This is one of Gartner's, along with Microsoft, one of Gartner's top 3 companies in the space, this integrated communication space. And I think from the current market cap, this is a 10X in 15 years. Easy. Well, not easy, but you know,